All right, what's up, y'all? When I ask, in fact, you're new to the channel, man, please, by all means, hit that subscribe button. In addition to that, man, hit that notification bell, man, and don't forget to check out Facts About Broads. I'll leave the link below the video. All right. So, people, I'm gonna talk to you guys about, and I'm gonna do a live. So don't be shocked about the fact when you look at the fact I'm gonna do a live stream about this as well, because when I do the live stream, I need to bring in all the platforms. I'm in the car right now, and I just need to get it out there. So we'll call this the climate. We'll call this the climate of fathers, or fathers black and then fathers white. People, I am a man, and because I'm a man, and because I'm a black man, I am on the receiving end of a culture. Now, I want to explain to you guys what a culture is. A culture is when it is the perspective of the people. It is how they do things. And the people as a whole, some may not be like this, but the culture will be the narrative. Now, what I always tell, or should I say, I had a white man help me understand just how fortunate. On Facebook, I had a white man explain to me just how unfortunate black men are based on the culture of the black community. Let me say that again. I had a white man explain to me just how fortunate black men are because of the culture of our women. We ought to be thankful on one end, but for fathers, it is a Holocaust. To fathers, it is the cancerous perspective. To fathers, all right? If you're an individual that's worth a lot, you'll be on the receiving end of the culture in the black community. So I'm going to talk about fathers and the culture of the white community and the culture of the black community. Let us first go into the culture of the white community. In the white community, white men are on the receiving end of women that were taught how to be hunters. They were taught, go out there, and when you lay down on your back, when you spread your kneecaps, when your kneecaps are at their farthest, I'm laughing at something else. When your kneecaps are at their furthest position apart, and you have a man parked between your legs, here is some perspectives. Make sure that first of all, that individual is indeed a man. Make sure that if there's an oops, if y'all get pregnant, if you get pregnant, if anything happens, make sure the perspective is you opened your legs up and had a baby or a mistake with a man. That's what white women are taught. This is why this white dude came on my Facebook Live and explained to me how black men need to be happy that we are involved in and have the culture of women that we have. So the first thing is, white women are taught, get yourself a man, lay on your back for a man. What does that in turn grant this woman? It grants this woman security. It grants this woman that if all else fails, the court system is going to make that individual do right. And because that individual is worth something, when it comes to right, it won't be pulling teeth. All right? When it comes to right, it won't be pulling teeth. So what does that mean? When it comes to right, you won't be pulling teeth. What does that mean? Okay, we back on? Yeah, okay. So, that is, and I wanna tell you guys something when it comes to that perspective. You have automobile insurance. You don't ever want to have an accident, but you have automobile insurance just in case. You have life insurance. You have a 401k. All these perspectives and all these things are put in place because they are insurances. You have health insurance. They don't have divorce insurance. They don't have that. They don't have divorce insurance. So in order for a woman to establish the fact that she's going to be taken care of, normally you deal with an individual like myself, nothing less. A man that has morals. Let's talk about women in the community you call black. This is not the perspective. The culture is, I don't need a man, take him down in front of the white man. Everything is put in place from the perspective of negative. I used to date a woman, and I still respect her, so I'm not going to say her name. And this woman had a mother that taught her that her father was strung out on drugs, and he was never a good dad. Now, when I was dating her in 2010, her father had a 2009 E55. The $100,000 E-Class, not the 75 to 80 with good options 90. He had the $108,000 E-Class at that time, in 2009, the E55. And then he had a 2010 Escalade. She used to live or had a house up in the Pocono Mountains, but on the weekdays she stayed in New Jersey. One day it was a storm. Her father said to her, you can take my Escalade. Right? This is what a man says. One day I said to this woman, your father is a real cool dude. This woman got offended by me praising her father. This woman said to me, all this and you only known him for 2 minutes. When I hear people taking strikes at men, 10 times out of 9 times out of 10, excuse me, I'm gonna help that individual feel like a piece of trash. Yep. You don't talk about how men are and use the terminology. You don't talk about how a bum and say a man around a man. Now, I would hope that you would get offended if a person say, I was dating a woman that was getting everything in sight, and you just standing there like, well, women don't do that, sluts do. All right? So I said to this total idiot, I said, so I'm gonna make sure I understand you correct. Your father got a 2009 E-Class, brand new, and got a 2010 Escalade. It's 2010. And I said, and somehow in your brain, your father is a bum. I said, I'm gonna make sure we're clear. My dad died 2 years ago in 2008, broke and a bum. You need to stop living and having a relationship with your father from the perspective of your mother. I later turned around and seen a picture of her father in the 70s. The dude looked just like Ron O'Neal. Ron O'Neal is the equivalent of what black women love today, thug niggas. I said, how did your mother and father meet? The old walking down the streets perspective. Yo, that Mitsubishi look hot. All right, get back to that. But the culture in the community you guys call black is, we don't need a man. This is what's said. All men are dogs. Because of these, take them down in front of the white man perspective. And want to be clear, a Jewish woman will never say to her man, I'm going to take you down in front of the Germans. That's not the perspective. That's not. And I want to be clear about the perspective of black men. Hip hop was the number one, generated the number one revenue in growth wise. It was the number one in growth, like 1,000 times over in the last 20 years. Hip hop. Black men spearheaded that. All right, I want to be clear about that, because there's a lot of things fucking wrong with her. They pull up on you like they driving your car. So that is what you guys get, and that is what men like me get. The culture, just like the hip hop. They don't say hip hop people. They say hip hop culture. The culture. Dame Dash used the terminology so well, culture vultures. And he was talking about culture vultures. He was talking about white men that was profiting off of the hip hop culture. So what you guys got to understand is, in the community you guys call black, what our women, the problem with our women is not a one-off, because I want to be clear. What you're not going to hear is another woman check another woman on, all good black men are either gay or in jail. She's never going to be checked. When I watched the video of Sister Shahrazad Ali on the Geraldo show, the woman that wrote The Black Man's Guide to Understanding a Black Woman, and I've to date never heard a white woman telling white men to understand white women. I've never heard that before. Never heard these things. All of a sudden, that I watched a woman getting attacked. And I'm gonna tell you something about righteousness. It is amazing when somebody ponder, come back a week later and come up with a new perspective on what you're saying. So understand that. Those are the differences. And as long as individuals say, I don't need a man, all men are dogs, all these perspectives, and like Sister Shahrazad Ali said, since gaming the black man is a 400-year-old tradition, black women will never talk in light of men. It will be a one-off. It will be a closed conversation. It will be so when we talk about fathers and we talk about men, our women will never choose like a white woman, like a white woman. Now I'm gonna talk about what that man said to me in depth. White women, their perspective is, when we get a divorce, I'm taking you for everything you have. Now, I want to be clear about something. In the about 200,000 men that I helped in my illustrious 21-year plus career, I probably helped about 15 married black men. So wait a minute. What does that mean? That means the culture of women in the community you call black is not like the culture of white women. So the white woman, when she gets a divorce, remember I said this is what I said, because this individual told me. He didn't tell me in depth like this, I'm just adding my perspective to it. When a white man leaves court, he may drive the family's Volvo to court. But when that court session is over with, he taking an Uber. Am I lying? No, I'm not lying. How many black men do you know got a BMW, got a Lexus, got a Audi, got an executive class car, and paying child support? In the white community, those white women said, nope, I got a good man insurance. And because I got a good man insurance, when everything goes south, I'm getting while the getting is good. So when that white woman divorced when the relationship is over in the white community, the white man is giving up the family heirlooms, the house, the car, his pension, and me and Miss Cakes, we was talking, white people love their pension. All right? Let me go left for a second. Mind if I go left? Do you know Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman was married for 9 years and some change? Why 9 years and some change? Because when Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman was married, their prenup was voided after 10 years. You see, when you are worth something, you put yourself in a position to protect yourself. Now, this is why I will never, and this is what women don't hear me say, I will never have I will never have a problem with a woman taking half of a man's stuff. I will never have a problem with it. These are my morals now. This is all the stuff that women never seem to hear. You married. You ain't nothing when you married. You accomplish so much when you're married. I don't care what you say. You and your woman did that. That's my perspective. So how about you put comments below based on what I just said, as opposed to hating me? It's another story. So a white man will end a relationship with a white woman and end up losing half his stuff and pay more. Why? Because the culture, there's that word, the culture of white women is not to invest in taking a man's ball juice and be standing there looking like and being a bitter old hag. When it's time to end the relationship, she is saying, well, hell, if I stay in, I don't get all this good stuff. That is the culture of white women. Now, I heard what I said about 5 minutes ago because I was sitting right here when I said it. I said out of about the 200,000 men that I helped in my career, about 15 of them were married. Black men. And here's the downside to it ain't nothing, I'm just gonna get a nigga. You know, the culture of black women. When a relationship is over with, you get pennies. All you get is child support. Now, if you wanna, I don't know, think that child support is getting a man, let me just say this. I should name the video this. A white woman needs 2 hands to count the benefits that she get from her man when a relationship is over. You only need 1. Let me give you an example of what I mean. A white woman needs 2 hands. When a relationship is over with a white man, the white woman is getting alimony, child support, family heirlooms, the car, the house, child support, and some of the pension. That's 7. I need 7 fingers. When a black woman ends a relationship with a man, child support. You want a clear perspective, because this is me here. I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody that been in the trenches. Atia LaShawn Bradley, when they told this genius how much she was getting in child support in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, when she first did it, she laughed at me. Yep. She kikied. She kikied. She laughed at me. Yep, I'm getting you. I got you. Yep, I got you. She kikied. Right? That's what she did. She kikied. She laughed at me. I got you. Getting you for your... I'm getting you. Okay. So, y'all gotta forgive me. I'm out and about doing my business while I'm doing this video. She kikied. She laughed at me. She laughed. Here's a woman, because the culture demands child support in the black community. This is the perspective of fathers. The culture demands that you're getting something from a... So I was paying $410 a month for private school. That meant nothing to Atia LaShawn Bradley, a woman of color. And how do you go from $1,710 a month in incentives to $259 a month and then laugh? You laugh because the culture, remember, the culture says this is what's going on. And this is why I'm not accepting no perspective of women in our community, because their culture demands that they respect us. The culture demands that all these little innuendos. I have tried to date women in the past. I have had women I've owned a house, and I had a woman say, no, you got to move in with me if we live together. And I own my house, because the perspective is, no, you got to help me. I'm not helping you. It is like, why would I give my money to somebody paying rent when I have a mortgage? Why? Why? People, because that's the culture. That's the culture. It's time you guys stop trying to figure out why there's a perspective of wrong when it gets down to it. And it gets down to it because you are dealing with an individual that their first perspective is to the culture. You know, a guy that sings country music don't give a nothing about the hip hop culture. A rock and roll star don't give a damn thing about the hip hop culture. But what we as men, we deal with women, and I just figured this out last week. Don't get it twisted. I was at this for long, and I said, what exactly is the deal? Why do I talk to individuals and I'm always getting a narrative of non-understanding? Why is it that women just don't understand me? And I'm right. Because it's the culture. It's the culture. If you can understand that, you will stop trying to say, well, this one, that one, this one. You gotta understand. So when things go south with your woman, there's a culture that's gonna go with. White women are gonna sit down with white women and they're gonna say, oh, he better make sure little Joey stays in private school. Oh, he gonna make sure they get that. That's the culture. And Atia LaShawn Bradley from the backwoods of South Carolina. And I'm thinking that I didn't want a woman from New Jersey. Boy, was I wrong. I can look back on it now and say, oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. It's the culture. You can say what you want. You can come at this from a different perspective. I'm not arguing with you. My woman ain't like that. Cool. But how many times, or when was the last time your woman posted something on social media saying, we as women got to start doing this? When? No. Nothing is going to be said to go against the culture. It's not. It was only stupid of me to think for 1 minute that I will be looked at as a man in a culture of men ain't nothing but, men ain't nothing. As black people, we as black people, we have been, as you look in the media, as you look at the killings and the shootings of black men, there is no standing together anymore. We go through this thing now from the perspective of the culture of the community. Is men are this, men are that, men. That's where we're at. It just hit me, because I played a verse by KRS-One, and KRS-One said, when one doesn't know about the other one's culture, ignorance swoops down like a vulture. And that's why a lot of you fathers, a lot of you men, you go through the things that you go through. Like, I was this to this woman. I was this, I was great. I was this. And they treated me like that. Because you don't know about their culture. You don't understand their culture. You don't. People, today is April the 16th, April the 17th. Yeah, I get it. And listen, I'm very first to tell you, I thank God I finally got it. I thank God I finally got it. I got it. People, I'm gonna end it with this. I talked about this over on Red Pill 5. I watched a lot of pimps over the years, pimp pictures, and Bishop Don Juan talk about he got hoes. So I want to make sure this perspective is what's going on through my head. A man could tell a woman, go out there, sell your body, give me the money. In addition to that, beat the hell out of that woman, because that ain't all the money. Like the pimp know, every John gave you a certain amount, but he beats the hell out of her to keep her mind state where he wants it to be. But I got to sit down there and watch and listen to dudes get praised by women, and they treat like trash. And a lot of you, are my clients, because I'm doing this for y'all. A lot of y'all are my clients, and all of y'all are speaking, have the same tune, same riddle. I've treated a woman like this, and I got treated like trash. So I want to be clear. The pimp treats a woman like trash and get treated like a king. The good man treats a woman like a queen and get treated like dirt. You're in a relationship, you don't bring your woman no stress, you are a man. You're considerate, you're passionate about love, you are all these things. And you're arguing with an individual over perspectives and how you feel, and your morals are being questioned. And there are blackout periods when I can't call you. So these things, it's just hard to digest. Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one.